Good morning or afternoon or evening, whichever this is that you're watching this. For me, it's morning, but I hope you had a lovely day or are going to have a lovely day. My name is Jessica, and I'm here on behalf of the Ida Library System. We're here for chair yoga. If you haven't joined us before, if you have, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you have a nice sturdy chair, as always. No one needs to fall during class. It's not allowed in my classes. Always have water. You need to stay hydrated, and then maybe you want some music. Normally in class I do, but for rights to the music for these videos, I will not be playing music. So put on whatever music you'd like, whatever is relaxing to you, or maybe you're outside and can enjoy just the sound of the birds. So if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and straighten those spines. Shoulders are rolled back and down, nice and softened. Hands are just comfortable in your lap. You might want to put one leg up or both. I'm just going to do one today, but I'll be switching halfway through the neck stretches. Hands can just be wherever is comfortable for you. You need to be nice and relaxed, so just get into a nice comfortable position, but you have that nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. All right, maybe close those eyes if you feel comfortable. We're just going to slow down our breath, making it a little deeper. Trying to breathe in and out through that nose if you can. But maybe if you've been busy, you need to take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth like you're blowing out a straw. And then when you're ready, start trying to breathe in and out through that nose. Try to make that inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little longer. All right, we're going to go ahead and start stretching out those necks. As always, just starting at the top of the head and working our way down. So starting with that neck, just drop that head over to one side. Just nice and easy, but with every breath, just feel as if the head's getting heavier. It's just melting down. Just focusing on the breath. That ear is getting closer and closer to the shoulder. One more breath. Exhale when you're ready. We're going to just rotate down to look at that elbow. Now you can just keep that gaze right there, or you could start adding that twist if you'd like, looking a little beyond the elbow. We want to try to work out that neck, just keeping it nice and stretched, but you also need to just be aware of how your neck is feeling. We need to be gentle with our neck. So don't push it if that feels like too much, adding the twist. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale. We're going to rotate up, so if you need to, pause at that side position first, and then it's just a very small twist up. Only one more breath here. We don't hold this as long on the up. Exhale. We're going to roll that chin around to the chest. Tuck that chin as tight as you can. So imagine that forehead's getting heavier and heavier. rib cage is spreading out with every inhale, exhale. It's coming back in. Two more breaths here. One more. Exhale, lift that chin for the ceiling. Slow, slow, slow. Nice and easy. You can always put those hands up on those shoulders for support if you'd like, but you're trying to let that head fall back the best that it can so the chin is shooting up. Only two more here, but don't hold this as long either. One more. Exhale, look through the center. Switch those legs if you have one up or both, and then drop that head over to the other side. Just feel as if that ear is getting closer and closer to the shoulder. Just feel that nice stretch along that side of the neck, the other side of the neck. One more breath. Exhale, rotate down. So same as the other side. If you want to add the twist, you can, but wait 2 or 3 breaths kind of to stay in that first position, and then you can add or not. It's up to you. Remember, you don't have to do both sides the exact same, depending on if you have anything going on with your neck. Only one more breath here. Exhale, we're going to rotate up nice and easy. Pause at that side position first. Small rotation up. Just nice and easy. Two more breaths. One more. Exhale, roll that chin around to the chest, nice and easy. Come up through the center. Put that leg down or both if you have both up. Scoot out to the edge of that chair. Walk those feet out. So even now we're working those ankles. Really flex those feet. I can hear mine cracking as I go. See, they needed it. All right, nice and wide with those feet. We're gonna have a nice tall spine, shoulders are soft, and we're gonna rub that bowl. So remember, we're the spatula and we have that bowl. So either your bowl, it could be at any angle. Hopefully it eventually ends up down here, but that is totally up to you. I want you to make that really nice circle. So really using that chest to really rub that outside and then that back. Make sure you're getting that full circle in the back. And when we get to the back, always take a moment, pause. You should be really stretching through those arms so much that you can really feel that through the tops of your shoulders. You're curving that spine, tucking the chin. Just take a moment right there, holding in that position for just a second. All right, here we go. Nice and easy. So you just go, maybe you're right here. Perfectly fine. But if you can, drop the head. It's just going to add to the stretch. Give that pause at the back. I'm going to do my normal one now. Get down as low as you can. Top of the head is shooting for the floor. I almost started singing How Low Can You Go from the Grease movie just now. That's a good thing I didn't. Go as low as you can. Probably if I was in a regular class out at IDA, I would have done that. And I probably would have had a few people joining in with me. One more. Stretch at the back. Other direction. Same thing. Maybe going the other way. You have to do it slightly different. That is okay. Everything just, you have to do what feels right for you. Do get as low as you can, though, giving that pause at the back every time. Last one this way. Nice and easy, going so slow. Stretch way back, and then come on up. Walk those feet together. Be exaggerated about it. We're trying to work those ankles. Have those feet just coming straight off those legs. Scoot out to the edge. We're going to first just take 3 nice deep breaths. Nice deep inhale. Palms are going to face each other. Stretch way up, palms out. Get those arms back behind you. 2 more. Trying to breathe in and out through that nose. Remember, you don't have to be completely matched up with my timing. Everyone's breath is a little different. It's okay. All right, we're going to lean out over those legs. So have those feet coming straight off those hips, knees coming straight off those hips. We're going to lean out over that leg. So I can already tell just me leaning forward, my spine is curved. I'm not nice and tall, straight with that spine. So imagine you have that string and stretch out. So I'm stretching out that way. We're pulling that top shoulder back, so it's adding a little bit of a twist. If you can, you're trying to stack those shoulders on top of each other. You might not be able to do that, but that would be what you're going to be working towards. Little by little, just stacking those shoulders. We're going to start some nice slow circles. Every time that arm is by the ear, give that little extra stretch to those fingertips. You can go whichever direction you want, because we'll be going both ways. 2 more. One more. Go all the way around. Make your circle as big as you can. When that arm gets to the bottom, change direction. Same thing though, when the arm is by the ear, give that little extra stretch. Remember, if you've had any shoulder injuries, both sides, when you go to do this, they don't have to be the same, depending on if you had any surgeries or injuries. Just do what you can do. One more. All the way around. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring that arm down and then just slowly rotate over to the other side. I can already tell that I slowly started slouching because we're a slouchy society. Pull that spine, so stretch back out again. Pull that top shoulder back. Start your circles nice and easy. Making your circle as big as you can. Last one this way. Okay, when you get to the bottom, change direction. One more all the way around. Bring that arm down. All right, just hang out here right in the middle for a second. Let that head fall. You could be shaking your head no a little bit. You could just be breathing right here, or you could be pushing those forearms towards the floor while you lift that spine for the ceiling. Remember, if you do that one, though, only do it for 2 or 3 breaths and then relax, let it go. All right, one more breath. On the exhale, little baby push-up. Elbows are tucked in. You're just using those arms to push up. Nice. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. All right, scoot back in that chair just a little bit. We're going to go into a side stretch. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're going to lift that hand up as far as it'll go. Stretch those fingertips out as far to the side as they'll go, and then curve that arm. Fingertips are shooting towards the floor. If you want to use that chair, go right ahead. Those shoulders should be stacked. So if that arm's falling forward, maybe you're not able to pull it back all the way, this would be what you'd be working towards. But if you're able to, pull that arm back. One more breath. Exhale. Come on up. Other side. Stretch way, way, way up, way out, and then curve. Use that chair however you can. Make sure you have a nice sturdy chair. One more breath. Exhale. Come on up. Nice and easy. Shrug those shoulders. All right, scoot back out to the edge again. Walk those feet, being exaggerated, working those ankles, those feet, toes, everything. Nice and wide. We're going to draw that circle with those fingertips. Nice deep breath in. We're going to pause. We're going to draw that circle with our fingertips. So whatever that is for you, but try to go as low as you can. So if depending on how low you can go, you can bend those elbows to get down as close to the floor as you can. Give that pause, stretch up, keep going. Nice and slow. Now this is a good one. I always say to just take notice of how you're feeling on this one, because this one hits in so many different spots and it changes as you go. And so it's just a good one to really check in with how you're feeling. Just taking note of that. It's good to do that. Last one, we're going to go so slow. Try to slow it down even more. Slow, slow, slow. Nice and easy. Give that stretch up though, other direction. Nice and easy. Give that stretch up every time. So we're going the opposite way. So take notice of how you're feeling if it feels different than the other side. This one is such a good stretch. It hits so many spots. Guess it'd be more bang for your buck on this one would be the right. Stretch way up. Last one. Nice and slow. Stretch way up. Exhale, bring those arms down. So remember, feel like someone's pulling you. We're not just flapping those arms around. Nice and easy. Walk those feet together. All right, here we go. All right, nice deep breath. Stretch way up. So feel like someone's even trying to pull you up, has a hold of your hands, pulling you up. Exhale, you can have those palms up or down, you decide. We're gonna go right into a spinal twist after this one. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. We're gonna twist in that chair, nice and easy. Breathing right here. So we should have a nice tall spine. Shoulders are softened. That gaze is trying to get back as far as it'll go. One more breath. Exhale, slowly untwist on the exhale. Nice and easy. Right to the other side. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. Nice and easy. Don't let that chin drop down. Remember too, if you've gone so far that you're twisting, that you're rounding that spine a little, you've gone just a little bit too far. Just slightly come out of it. Don't try to push it. We're just going to breathe wherever we land right now. One more breath. Exhale, slowly untwist. Nice and easy. All right, we need to start stretching out those legs. We are getting up out of our chairs today, so we need to get those legs good and stretched. We're going to do our warriors today. Have that foot flexed. Toes are trying to spread out and come back. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Nice tall spine. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward so those fingertips are out, coming out as far as we can. Folding in half, trying to let that head fall. You could always flex the foot a little bit more, but I don't want you to try to push to go deeper yet. Just breathe right here. You could be reaching for your foot, your leg, maybe even you just need those hands on those thighs for support. That's fine too. One more breath. Exhale. Stack those vertebrae. Last thing to come up. All right. Head's the last thing to come up. Other side. Here we go. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. Hinge from those hips. Fingertips out as far as you can. Then hinge forward. Or finish rounding. Sorry. I said that backwards. Nice deep breath. Same thing. You could be reaching for your foot for support to hold on to, or your calf, or maybe both hands on those thighs. You decide. I'm just going to be reaching for the floor. Nice deep breaths. One more breath. Exhale. Stack those vertebrae. Head's the last thing to come up. Nice and easy. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. We're going to go back to the spinal twist, and then back to those legs, and then up out of our seats. All right, right to that spinal twist. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. So we're going to go deeper. So let all that air out. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, go a little deeper. Think about wringing out that wet rag. We're matching it with our breath, so every exhale, you're just trying to use that hand on that leg and on the chair for leverage. I know some of you like to have those arms shooting out, but this would be a good time to try something new. Don't let the chin drop down. Keep that gaze back as far as you can. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, slowly untwist. Nice and easy. Always go really slow out of that because it's such a deep twist, you could hurt yourself actually moving fast out of it. All right, nice deep inhale, right to the other side. No time to waste. We want to fit lots of stuff in today. Exhale. Same thing with every breath. Just think about wringing out that wet rag, just getting a little bit more twist. And if you're matching it with your breath, it's just much easier to get into the deeper pose. And I am really using that chair and my leg for leverage to help twist deeper. Two more breaths, so 1 more chance to go deeper. And then 1 more breath when you're ready. Exhale, slowly untwist. Remember, your breath doesn't have to be exactly as mine, so just go at your own pace. Shrug those shoulders. All right, we're going to do a forward fold over each leg, and then we're going to get up out of our chairs. So let's start whichever leg you'd like to start with. So remember with this one, as we're down here, as you go a little deeper, you could always lift that your heel. I almost said heel, and kind of pull it out. It's going to help straighten that leg, go a little deeper. You could be grabbing hold of that leg. Think about a balloon if you didn't tie it off, and it just has a little bit of air, and you sat it on the table or floor, and as the air is just coming out, it's coming back down on itself. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to just, with every exhale, you're going to sink down a little bit lower to that leg. All right, nice deep inhale. We're going to give that little extra stretch with those fingertips. Pause for just a moment, then exhale, hinge from those hips. When you think you can't anymore, give that little extra stretch and then curve the spine to finish folding over. Exhale, try to sink down a little more. Woo, that's a deep one. Holy moly. If you're not feeling stuff, I just don't know what you are. I'm not sure what to say about that one. I would say most people, their legs are very tight, especially men, especially. Women are usually a little more flexible, but that's not always the case. Exhale when you're ready. I thoroughly enjoy trying to get my husband to do yoga poses because it's quite funny. All right, other leg. Nice and easy, same thing. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. Hinge from those hips, fingertips out. When you think you can't, it's a slight little push. It's such a slight push that if someone were looking at you, they probably can't tell you did anything, but you could feel it. Now, I do say that you could be grabbing that leg if you'd like to help pull you down deeper. I put my hands down. I actually am like pushing with my arms to go deeper with this. You could always flex that foot a little bit more. Remember, try to let the head fall if you can because it's just a natural weight, so it's going to help with the stretch. But if you do get dizzy, keep that gaze about a foot in front of your foot. 2 more breaths here, so 1 more chance to go deeper. Holy moly. 1 more. Exhale. Stack those vertebrae. Oh. I guess if I'm hurting, then I hope you're feeling magical things too. I always say in class, if something's hurting a little bit, that's because magical things are happening. There should be a lot of magic going on out there in the world right now. Nice deep inhale. stretch way up, exhale. We're gonna do that one more time and then we'll pause and just get up out of our seats. Nice deep inhale. Remember, we're not just flapping those arms, this is working for us, so stretch way up and exhale. Feel like someone is pulling in opposite directions. Nice and easy. All right, we're gonna get up out of those seats. So, I would like to do our warriors today, and let me make, yep. Okay, I'd like to go through our warriors twice. We definitely have time. I'm gonna go at a slight angle just so you can see me if you're not familiar with this, but you could just be right where your chair is, right behind your chair. I want you to just take a step back. We're gonna do a forward fold, so this would be equivalent to down dog on a mat class. So if you're familiar with the mat class, you're doing that nice, almost like a triangle shape. So you spread out your feet, whatever feels right for you. And I always say, I think some people think that because it's yoga, when you move into a pose, you're supposed to be as still as a statue and not move. But this is your time, this is for you. So if you need to adjust by pushing the chair out, move your feet, do whatever you need to do, you need to get the most out of this. So just don't feel like you have to stay right where you land. All right, I'm gonna walk my feet together just a smidge. I can tell that I need to. All right, nice deep inhale, stretch way, way, way up. Exhale, we're gonna hinge forward. So try to keep those legs stacked. So we're not pushing that rear end way out. Legs are trying to stay stacked right where they are. So stretch those fingertips way out in front of you and then grab hold of that chair. Adjust the chair if you need to. Now, we're letting that head and chest just fall between the arms. You could even kind of be pushing that chest towards the floor. You decide. You could walk those feet out a little bit wider if that feels good for you. You could be bicycling your feet, just nice and easy. Going so, so slow. You decide. I'm gonna walk mine back together before we get started. Take one more breath. On the exhale, we're gonna step forward with that right foot. Back foot's gonna be at an angle. Now, we have a bend in that front leg. You should always be able to see those toes, so make sure that knee's not too far forward. We want to be able to see those toes. We're gonna bring those arms up. We're not sandwiching those ears. Shoulders are softened. We're facing towards the front of the chair. That back foot's at a slight angle, but all four corners of that foot should be rooted down. You're not leaning in on that foot. It's really rooting down. And with every breath, I want you to feel as if that left hip is trying to push towards the chair. If you can see, my hips are clearly not parallel with the back of the chair. Eventually, that would be the end goal, would be have both hip bones parallel with the chair. So as you're breathing here, try to feel this one coming back a little as this one goes forward. One more breath. Okay, exhale, we're gonna rotate that back foot. All I did is rotate it so it's parallel with the back of the chair, but that's pulling that hip back and my arms are just following along. Palms up when you're ready. Now, if you think you moved much, check to see if you can still see those toes. We don't need any injuries. We want to make sure that knee is not too far forward. Now, you could have your feet super, super close. You decide where you're going with this. Just breathe right here. That gaze should be on those front fingertips. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, straighten the front leg. That front arm is coming up, back arm is down, your gaze is up. Now, you could just be breathing right here, perfectly fine, or on every inhale, you could be trying to lift those fingertips a little bit higher. You're gonna feel a little extra stretch down that side. You decide. Nice deep breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, windmill around. Now, remember, you could be using that chair to hold on like this. You could have your hands on your seat. You could even have your rib cage or belly resting on that chair. You decide. I'm going to slightly move forward just so the chair's out of my way. You decide what you're doing. That foot that is up, though, should be flexed, regardless of how you're holding, if you're using the chair or not. Just breathe right here. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, slow and steady. Ooh, I was wobbly on this side today. Totally okay. All right, step back from the chair. I'm just moving my chair over just so you can see me good with my legs, what I'm doing here. You just stay right behind that chair, step back. Same as the other side. Once we're there, if you need to adjust, go right ahead. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale, so try to get those fingertips out really, really far. Grab a hold of that chair. You decide what to do with those feet. You need to be able to feel the stretch. You should feel the stretch the entire length of your body. So you need to get in the right position so you can. I'm going to bicycle my feet this time a little bit. So really what I'm doing, I'm going up on those toes and I'm just kind of rocking my hips back and forth, but I can really feel that stretch deeper on the back of my thigh. So my upper leg is where I'm really feeling that the most. I am a little bit down, a little bit lower, but mostly it's up at the top of my leg. Okay, we'll take 1 more breath. Exhale, we're all going to step forward with our left foot. Back foot's at that slight little angle, but all 4 corners, so we're not going in on the inner blade. All 4 corners are really rooting down. Check to make sure you can see those toes. Looking forward. Now remember, if this is too much for you to have those arms up, you could just have prayer hands. Or maybe you've had some kind of shoulder issue. You could have 1 arm up and 1 down. That's fine too. Nice deep breaths. One more breath. Rotate that back foot. I'm going to actually slide mine back a little bit. So on this one especially, we want to kind of go on that inner blade. Make sure that baby toe is really rooting down. That hip pulled back, so arms are just following along. Gazes out over those front fingertips. If you think you moved much, make sure you can still see those toes in the front. One more breath. Exhale, straighten the front leg, front arm is coming up, back arm is down, gaze is up. One more breath. Windmill around. So you use that chair however you'd like. I'll stay, yeah, I do need to still move mine. Move mine out just a little bit farther. Flex that foot that's up. Eventually that torso and leg would be parallel with the floor. And this side for me is just as wobbly as the other side was. Actually, it's a little worse. But that is okay. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale. Nice and easy. If you wobble out, it's okay. Everybody does it. All right, my daughter's wedding was over the weekend, and I just had the wobble song in my head when I said wobble, so I'm really on the music kick still from, I'm having the effects of all the music I heard over the weekend. They did play the Grease song, which I thought was fun. All right, and they did the wobble. All right, step back from that chair. And if you don't know what that is, I Google it after, look up on YouTube, wobble baby wobble, look that up. You'll enjoy it. It's probably not quite what you were expecting. All right, step back from that seat. Nice deep inhale. Stretch, we're just gonna let this go. Exhale. Just taking a breather. So I'm gonna tell you what we're doing while we're taking these breathers here, but we're making this work for us. We're gonna go through this one more time on each side, but I'm not gonna talk you through it. You're going to do it on your own. We're only going to do it for 3 or 4 breaths per thing. So you decide. I usually, We are all going to stretch together, and then I'll get us started into the flow. But we're only going to hold it for 3 or 4 breaths, which it's almost like once I move into the position, I count to 3, and then it's on that 4th exhale when I move on to the next one. So we're not going to be there nearly as long as what we were on the first go around of it. So with that, try to go a little deeper with what you're doing. That's the whole point of this, is that I'm having you not hold it as long. So make it a little more challenging by spreading those feet out a little bit deeper, having a little more bend in that knee, if you can, because you won't have to hold it as long. All right, one more breath. Nice deep inhale. We're going to fold on this one. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward. Grab a hold of that chair. All right, we're just going to breathe right here, and then I'll tell us when all to get started. So especially if we were in class together with everybody in the room, this one for sure, because everyone's breath's not the same, so everyone should be at slightly different. So just don't feel you have to be exactly timed up with me. I know it's easy to do that when you're watching someone else do it, but try to just match your own, just go with your own breath. It's your own flow. One more breath, and we'll get started. And when you're ready to exhale, step forward with that right foot. When you're ready, step back from that chair again. Remember, if you're not done yet, that's fine. All right, if you're ready, step back from that chair. We're going to take 2 nice deep breaths. Exhale. Get all that air out of your lungs. Shrug those shoulders. All right, we're going to start with that forward fold. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. All right, one more breath. When you're ready, we're going to step forward with that left foot. You start your flow at your own pace. right, when you're ready, just stand right there. We're going to take 2 nice deep breaths. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Pause. Exhale. Bring those arms down. Just nice and easy. One more. You could always change the directions of those arms. You could be doing those Spider-Man fingers. You decide. We're going to do one more thing before we sit down, and then we'll get back in our seats. All right, be right in front of your chair. So we are going to do chair pose. So if you need to, the chair, you can use the chair. I'm going to tuck the string in my pants right there. If you need to, you can be right here at the edge, but try to be out as far as you can, and don't have those feet tucked in. Those feet need to be nice L shapes, I guess would be the best way, and have those feet spread out just a little bit if you're going to use the chair. If you're doing regular, just standing up, make sure you're out away from the chair enough that if you go down low enough, your bottom's not going to hit the seat. For this, at the absolute most, you want fist width apart, so you can always measure to make sure that's the most. You could have anywhere from there to touching. You decide what works for you. I prefer touching because then when I come down, my feet are rooted down, my knees are hitting, I have more points of contact. So I prefer that. We want that nice in between, not too far up, not too far forward, just Goldilocks, right, sweet spot right in the middle. Also, we're going to have those arms up, but we're not sandwiching those ears, so shoulders are softened. It's a wider stance, palms are facing each other. I'm trying to go through all this now so you don't have to stay in this position for so long while I talk. If it's too much for your arms, maybe you want to focus more on your legs, or it's just too much with the arms. You could always have prayer hands too, that's perfectly fine. Regardless, those shoulders are nice and softened. All right, take a nice deep breath up. Whatever you're going to do, on your exhale, sink on down, and it's just a slight lean forward. Now don't drop that chin so you're looking at the floor. Think about that spine. We want that nice straight line. Just breathe right here. You can do it. Two more breaths. You can do this. You're doing great. One more. Exhale. Push, 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 push on the exhale. Nice. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. Now you can sit. All right, be out at the edge of that seat though, just a little bit. We'll just take 3 nice deep breaths. Palms are going to face each other. Exhale, get those hands back as far as you can. You're working those shoulders. We are going to do our eagle arms, so make this count. We're going to be using those shoulders. Last one. Remember, go with your breath, not mine. Shrug those shoulders. All right, we're going to do those eagle arms. So, I want everyone just to start off nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're going to open those arms up so thumbs are out, thumbs are up, palms are out. Flex those wrists. All right, if you want to use the chair, you could even use the sides of the chair like this or the back. Really be out at the edge of your seat though, because if you're too close back, maybe your arms will go back farther than the chair and you're not going to be able to. So scoot on out. Those arms are kind of down at an angle because we're not scrunching those shoulders, so it's not way up here. Nice low angle. Use that chair if you can. I want you to think about really pushing that chest out. This is a heart opener. Just breathe right here. You can always close those eyes when we're doing poses. Not recommended on the balanced ones though. All right, one more breath. Exhale. We're all going to bring our right arm forward, so that means the left leg is on top. So either you're crossed here, which is fine, or you're here, or if you're able to, you're wrapping that leg around the best that you can. Take your right arm and move it way over to the left. Bottom arm is coming up. And then bring the right arm back over and try to wrap it around here. If this is too much for you, maybe you're right here like this. Maybe even that's too much, so then you could even just bring your arms together, trying to get the elbows, but maybe you're not even there, so you're like this. That's perfectly fine. You just do what you can do. All right. We're going to breathe right here. Now maybe this is deep enough for you, but if you would like to go deeper, you're going to raise those elbows up. and then push the forearms away. Now maybe if you want to go even deeper yet, as you're breathing, you could be lifting the elbows and pushing away. Just little by little going deeper and deeper. You decide. We do hold this one for a little bit, so maybe just close those eyes and focus on that breath because it can get uncomfortable. It's a deep stretch across those shoulders on that upper back. One more breath. Exhale, bring those arms down, untwist, shrug, 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 unwrap those legs. Even while we're there breathing, that would be a good time to be doing that breath where as you inhale, you're stretching out those ribs, just like visualize that that's what you're doing, and exhale, you're gonna feel the difference of how it feels if you're really thinking about that. Open it back up again. Last thing we'll be doing before we start slowing things down. Nice deep breaths. Make sure the shoulders aren't up, they're nice and relaxed. Really push that chest plate out. One more breath. Exhale, left arm on top. So that means right leg is on top. It's always the opposite. So you just get into a position what works for you. Nice tall spine. Take that left arm way over to the right. I can't talk. Bring the bottom one down. Remember, just do what you're able to do. Believe it or not though, just doing this and keeping those elbows together, when I do it that way, not long into it, I'm like shaking. So that can be a deep stretch too. So just do what works for you. Just close those eyes and just focus on that breath. You could always be raising those elbows up, pushing the forearms away. Nice deep breaths. Remember, think about that inhale, the ribs opening up. We hold this one for a little while, so just focus on that breath if it gets uncomfortable. One more breath. Exhale, let those arms go. Ooh. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. I need to. Do those chicken wings. It's more, for me, I do it more exaggerated. If my arms are just down, I guess I don't do it as much. Really, really roll them back. Think about those shoulders making as big of circles back as you can. I'm like a glow stick every time all that crackling when you start a glow stick, that's what I sound like right now. Hopefully you can't hear it, but it is what it is. All right, walk those feet out. We're just gonna walk those ankles a little bit. We're just gonna start slowing things down, but still doing some stretching. Be out at the edge of your seat. We're just really being exaggerated with those feet. Remember, this is good to just do things like this, just your ankles and your wrists. It's stuff we don't really think about, but that would just really help if on a daily basis we were doing. One more time. All right, nice and tall. We're gonna stretch out those hands a little bit. So I always hold it off my shoulder. You do not have to. I don't know why I do it that way. It could be way down here. I just always hold mine up here. Pull back on the palm, not the fingers. This is, remember, I always say this one you should be doing every day. And every one of all, this is perfect for, it's good for really spread out those fingers. If you have carpal tunnel, if you have arthritis in your hands, it's just a good one to be doing every day. Give a little tug to each finger, pull back on the palm. I was already incorporating this in my class some, and then my mama had carpal tunnel surgery, and her doctor actually told her she's doing that particular stretch. So that was nice to know that the doctors are using yoga stretches as part of their therapy for things. So my grandmother, my mama, spread out those fingers. My mom, my sister, one of my daughters, hairdressers. My mom and mama for years have done the whole curlers where they're, you know, with the teasing, their hands are terrible. So I'm all the time, pull back on that palm again, telling my mom to do these every day. And when she actually does them every day, she can tell a difference, but she doesn't always do that. She goes in waves. If we're being honest, we all do that. That's perfectly fine. But really, even kids though, they hold all the phones and the gadgets, so this is a good one for just everybody to be doing. I highly recommend it. I've been holding the paintbrush a lot lately, so my hands have been killing me. So I've been doing that at home a lot. Shrug the shoulders again. Sorry, I'm telling you my whole life story. It's good, it's fine. Shrug the shoulders. 2 nice deep breaths. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. So if you're new to these classes, this might be a little weird and shocking that I'm telling you things, but in our normal IDA crew, there's about 20 of us, give or take, on what day, and everyone chit-chats during class. And so when we do start things back up, I highly recommend you come. It's just such a fun group of ladies, and there's a couple men. So I do recommend you come. It's just such a fun group to be with. And we chit-chat the whole time, so they've become my friends, and I miss you guys like crazy. But if you're new to this, I'm sorry, I do talk in classes. It's just part of it, and I welcome other people to talk. All right, walk those feet out. We're gonna rub that bowl again. Rubbing the bowl is such a good one to do. It's just, it hits so many spots. And this is at the end, we did it at the beginning, we're doing this towards the end. You should be able to feel the difference. And if you can't feel the difference of your movement, then you weren't giving it your all during class. So you might wanna keep that in mind. All right, nice and easy, let's go. Trying to get a little bit lower. Not that maybe you can't even go lower, but you should be able to feel that it feels a little looser. You should be able to feel the difference of how this feels compared to the first time around. Maybe give a little pause at the bottom where that head is as low as it can be, even if it's not shooting for the floor. Whatever your lowest point or farthest out point is, maybe just give a little pause, a little extra push. I'm going to do one more this way. I'm going to do mine slightly different. So even if you're up here with yours, try to let the head fall. And even here, just give a little extra push out. So it doesn't matter what angle you're at. All right, give that pause, stretch at the back. We're going to go the opposite way. Nice and easy. And not to say you're not going to feel a little tight or be feeling things as you're coming around. Like, not that it's going to be, you're not going to be loosey-goosey, 2 more completely, but you should be able to feel the difference of that you've been doing some stretching. One more. Last stretch back. All right, come up nice and tall, walk those feet together. We're just gonna do some cat-cows to slow us down. So don't walk those feet all the way together. Those legs are just shooting straight off those hips. All right, so hands on those knees. So many songs are popping in my head right now as I'm saying these. You know what I'm saying. Okay, all right. Hands on those knees. We're gonna scoop up on the inhale. Let that, really get that arch, in the back. We're trying to really let that head fall back. Chin is shooting up. Pause, and then exhale, roll on through. Just nice and easy. Give that pause. We're really curving that spine. You're really stretching those arms, tucking the chin. Just go back and forth. Little by little, try to get that head back farther and farther. That gaze is going back farther and farther at the top. You should feel that spine loosening up. We're going to do that 2 more times, both directions, all the way through, and then we'll meet in the middle. Remember, you don't have to be exactly matched up with what I'm doing. Go with your breath. Eyes could be closed. Just enjoy the stretch. Okay, we'll meet in the middle. Just get comfortable in those seats, whatever that is for you. Maybe close those eyes. Shoulders are softened, but the spine is nice and tall. You can start to rely on the back of that chair a little bit if you'd like. Maybe make that inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little longer. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I hope you just stay still right where you're at for a little bit. Come down through the center when you're ready. We're going to pause at our forehead. That's just a reminder to keep good, pure thoughts and our focus on Jesus. And then down to our lips, and that's just to make sure nothing but positive things are passing out into the world. And then down to our hearts, and that's just to let His love shine for others to see Him. So the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.